Started. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because I put together also a slide presentation to discuss gut health with you today. And also feel free to ask questions as we go along as well. Okay, so if for some of y'all who don't know me, this may be our first introduction. My name is Danielle. I am a retired registered nurse. I've been retired for 5 years. 5 years ago during the pandemic is when I finally was able to just hang up the scrubs completely and walk away from corporate America. I do not miss it because I do not miss the long shifts. I do miss sometimes helping people with their health. And so that's the reason why I also started my free community. My free community is not only going to teach people how to build wealth in the internet space and make money, but I also will be giving health based tips throughout the week to kind of help us keep focused. I will run wellness challenges as well so that we can do it together. All right. So I will like to know that Suzanne, can I make you a co-host that maybe you can just let people in for me if anybody else comes in? And nah, I'll just set those as co-hosts. If y'all see someone comes in the room, if you could just admit them in, okay? So my website to get some of this information and some of the other things that I do in the health and wellness space, it's on the screen there. So you're more than welcome to take a screenshot. It's liveatyourpace.com/wellness, but you do have to put the www in front of it. And so, as I mentioned, my wellness journey started over 22 plus years ago because I worked for 2 years as a care partner in the hospital before I became a registered nurse. And actually, I just was looking at some paperwork. I finished nursing school in 2005. Oh my goodness. Well, Lord, it's been a long time ago. Okay. So I finished in 2005 and became a registered nurse. Okay. I dedicated my life to helping people. My journey took a drastic turn 2 years ago. I was hospitalized for 14 days. It was all related to my gut. I ended up having a perforated colon. I had a hole in my lower segment colon, and the toxins were seeping into my bloodstream. And so when I got there, I was in intense pain. And after the CT, they realized that I had a hole. Okay. And we're going to come back to that and talk about that. But that was in my gut that made me sick. And it was signs that I was experiencing that I kept ignoring because I didn't know it was involving my colon, my stomach. And so we're going to talk about health in that aspect and also how stress also affects it. Okay. So, despite doing things the right way, I called myself juicing and eating natural and plant based off and on. I was also exercising. I probably wasn't getting enough sleep. Most days I was. It's kind of like an off and on thing. I struggled with it, but because of the burnout, the fatigue I was feeling from another business I was doing, and the stress, it actually wreaked havoc on my gut and then ended me in the hospital for 14 days. I wanted to put a picture here. I didn't find this. I'll probably drop it inside of our community. But one thing that I want you to know for certain is that true health starts inside of your gut. Your gut health is everything. 70% of your immune system actually starts directly from your gut and protects you and keeps you well. I want you to think about it. If you're sick and you were to take cod liver oil or Activate C, most of us, we ingest it through our mouths. It goes through the esophagus down into our stomach, and then it seeps out into our bloodstream, right? Our cells absorb it. So I want you to think mostly everything that we use to take care of our health, it follows that chain of command and starts within the gut. Also, our mental well being, our health, our mental state also comes from our gut. Did you know that your gut produces serotonin? If you've never heard of serotonin, serotonin is like the happy hormone. It's what regulates us in our body. It keeps us happy. It keeps us from being depressed. It also decreases anxiety. So if any of you ever experience anxiety or agitation, restlessness, sometimes some confusion, it could all stem from your gut being imbalanced as well. So when balance is out of the body and it breaks, that's when you have symptoms. And doctors all the time classify those as disease. That means dis-ease within the body, but it's disease within the gut that then spreads throughout the body. And we may have confusion, brain fog, skin issues that some people are familiar with and say, oh, that's eczema. Not all eczemas come from allergy. Sometimes it's stress, hormonal, and even gut imbalances. But we have so many things to throw off our gut biome today because if we go to the grocery store, we're not short on seeing toxic things, whether it be processed foods, whether it be sugary drinks, and even sweets and snacks that we may make on our own. And so we're not short on wreaking havoc on our digestive system. It's just sometimes we never pause and think about it, but we take in so many things that's unhealthy on a regular basis that throws off our gut biome. So not only do we got stress, okay? So we're going to talk about managing that, and that's definitely what I'm going to make the topic of discussion in 2 weeks. Sugar that we may do. take. And then also think about antibiotics. Now, how many of y'all have ever taken antibiotics before? Show of hands. Anybody ever taken antibiotics? All right. I have too. And I'm a nurse. And I'm going to tell you some of the things that I used to do too. Save them. Are you guilty of that? I used to save some antibiotics and say, you know what? It says finish it up, but I'm just going to save a little in case I feel like this infection or something comes back. Y'all, let me just tell you, one, that's not good. But two, antibiotics actually destroy our gut biome and flora. We have natural bacteria that live inside of our gut, but when you take antibiotics, it sweeps out the good along with the bad, and then you end up with other issues. Women may say, oh, when I take antibiotics, I got to eat yogurt. Why? Because it has depleted the good bacteria, and then sometimes you end up with that yeast, a yeast infection, okay? So your gut, again, is the second brain of your body. It's always in constant communication with your brain. It's a two-way street. So the longest nerve in the body, your cranial nerve, the longest one in the human body is called the vagus nerve. It runs both ways. It goes from the top of the spinal cord all the way down and even communicates back. So it sends the signals up and down about what's going on in your body. It's a direct communication line between your gut as well as your brain. And we know how it affects us as well as our hormones. So what can we do when we feel like, oh, my stomach is upset? I feel a little off. I feel imbalanced. Maybe I go from fluctuation from diarrhea to maybe having some constipation, and different things may be wreaking havoc on the body. There are three simple natural things that you want to make sure that you have in your home at all times. If you don't have these three things, take a picture. Okay, because I want you to have these things in your home, and they should be in your cupboard, your wellness cabinet, something that you could just reach for in times of distress. The first one we're going to talk about is oil of oregano. Oregano, we're not talking about a little bit of dry flakes we sprinkle in our spaghetti, but oil of oregano is so powerful, you guys, and how it works with bacteria. So we're going to talk about that. Making sure you have lemons on hand so you can have lemon water, especially first thing in the morning. If you don't have lemon, we'll settle with some lemon juice out of your refrigerator. But if you can have a fresh lemon, preferably organic, that's better for you. If you cannot have organic lemons, maybe they're too expensive where you live, then get in the habit of taking your fruits and vegetables and then alkalizing them and getting the film off them by cleaning them with baking soda, okay? So just make sure you do that. Maybe soak them in some baking soda water and rub them and scrub them so you can get pesticides and things like that that be on the outside of the skin, okay? And then also, my friend, activated charcoal. I love these. So let's talk about oil of oregano. So it's natural, okay? And it works to kill bacteria as well as viruses, right? It is said that the body hates to see it coming. So oil of oregano is so powerful when it comes to supporting your gut, killing pathogens, bacteria and viruses and certain fungi, that is only suggested that you take it 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off. So even though we're talking about it today and protecting your gut, this doesn't mean that now you add this to your daily regimen, okay? Only for 2 weeks if you are, and 2 weeks off. That's how powerful it is within the body, okay? So oil of oregano, you can buy it in droppers. It's nasty. You can get the peel form. And I meant to have some on my desk. I have 2 different brands that I absolutely love. But sometimes you may belch or burp and you may taste it a little bit, but peels, if oil of oregano is great as well, and how it works in the body, and it works, so this, I put in here 2 to 3 weeks because most research suggests that you could even do 3, but I always say 2 on, 2 off. I do the same thing with my family. If we get a cold, we get sick, and just think about it, y'all, we're back in flu season. So flu season isn't over until February. So go ahead and get you some oil of oregano to help your gut, to boost your immune system. Now, lemon water, first thing in the morning. I want you to think about 2 reasons. One, your gut needs hydration. Even though you're asleep, all of your organs are still working in your behalf. They're detoxifying. They're creating biles, creating the movements, the salts. Your pancreas is working, your liver. You need to flush it out. And when you flush first thing in the morning, you want an alkaline-based fluid drink. And the way you can alkaline water very easy is by putting lemon. Now, lemon sometimes is tart and bitter, but y'all, we're getting older. I didn't see any teenagers on here today. Okay, we got to get over it. We can't do things just for taste anymore. Sometimes we got to do things because it's better and it's healthy for us. And guess what? You're getting vitamin C, you're getting nutrients and antioxidants first thing in the morning, just like that. And one thing I love too about lemon is that if you have an upset stomach, and I'll drop the YouTube link. I was interviewed by a physician one time. I reached out to her because my stomach was still having problems after I had gotten out the hospital and I was sick. And she says, I want you to go and eat a whole lemon. I said, a whole lemon? And she says, eat the lemon, cut it up in slices, and I want you to eat it. I think in less than 30 minutes, my stomach stopped hurting, and my stomach had been bothering me for maybe about 5 days. That's the reason why I had the appointment. Wasn't that crazy? Natural remedies work, you guys. Lemon. Okay, so if you don't, you have you some, please go get you some. I'm drinking lemon water right now. So I'm just in a habit of dropping a couple into my water. I squeeze it and I just drop it right on in there. So it's tart and tangy, but get it in there. Activated charcoal. Okay, this is your toxin magnet. It binds to toxins. It helps kills parasites, bacteria, and virus along with the oil of oregano inside of your gut. It binds to it so it can sweep out. Now, in the hospital, if we have someone come in and they accidentally overdose, first thing we give them is Narcan. Okay, that is a drug. But then afterwards, we always give them activated charcoal. If they are alert and oriented, we can do pill form. If they're asleep, and we put it sublingual under the tongue to hurry up and get in the bloodstream. And then we also have activated charcoal now in an IV form because it pulls the toxins out of the bloodstream. So just imagine what an activated charcoal pill does inside of the stomach when it comes to destroying the cell structure of bacteria and viruses so that you can get better. And so activated charcoal, I take it on vacations because you never know when you can get a bout of food poisoning or get something that's poorly cooked. Or if you visit a third world country like I have done before and got parasites, I wish I knew this stuff back then. But guess what? I know now, and so I'm able to share it with you. But if you have gas and you're experiencing bloating, pop you an activated charcoal as well. It helps with that. Anybody else here ever tried activated charcoal? Anybody? I have plenty in here. It's amazing. I came here to talk about gut health and I didn't think about grabbing all the things, but I have activated charcoal pills that we have and we take them on vacation too. And so if I leave next week to go out the country, I'm just going to Dominican Republic, but I'm going on a cruise with my mama. But you best believe I'm going to have my activated charcoal, oil of oregano, all the things with me. And so I encourage you to make sure you add this to your lifestyle as well. Okay. So let's talk about healing our gut as well. Energy is very important, but if your gut is healed and you're well, guess what? It affects your sleep. So if you can sleep better, guess what happens? You end up with more energy. When you get enough sustainable sleep each night, what happens? Your mental clarity clears up. So sometimes we have to get to the root issue of our cause and problems instead of just always fixing symptoms. We live in a society that teaches us every time that we experience a symptom, that's what we treat. Sometimes we don't know what the root cause is, but always start with your gut. Do a check first to make sure that you are doing right and flushing it out. Have an optimum gut health helps with nutrition absorption. And we know our food is already depleted. Okay. So we'll talk about how we can help to sustain more absorption. And so that you can benefit the most from whatever nutrients are inside of whatever meal you're going to have. And also, when your gut is healthy, it's going to reduce your cravings for sweet and salty. It also stabilizes how much insulin is inside of the blood and stabilizes your blood sugar. It also balances your hormones. Okay. Who knew the gut did all of this? Did you ever think about your gut? Is that valuable and that important? Anybody? Y'all can come off mute too. Because a lot of people don't recognize that the gut is so powerful when it comes to our entire overall health. We don't even think about it. And some of us don't even give our gut a break. We wake up in the morning and we break the fast so quickly. We eat breakfast and we put it to work. We're saying, here we come. Here comes the food. It's like a conveyor belt. And then you eat a snack. Here we go again. Then you're eating lunch and you're snacking some more because you just see it and you want it. You are making that conveyor belt work over time. Sometimes it's going to get overloaded and not able to do what it needs to do because we're constantly loading it down, loading it down. Okay, so I got a question. Who's going to implement some of these things today? Who's going to go get activated charcoal the next time you're at your local Walgreens or CVS? You're going to also pick up oil of oregano and start it doing 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, and also adding lemon to your water now that you know the benefits of it. Come off mute. Who's going to do it and who's going to try? Anybody? Oh, it's some chats
Do it.
going on here. You'll do
I
it?
am.
All right.
I do
All
it.
right.
I do it. I do lemon water anyway in the morning. And just a thought too, in regards to breaking your fast, um, the circadian rhythm. If anyone is familiar or does a little bit of research, your stomach is not ready to accept food until closer to noon.
Hmm.
It's still in that elimination process. So it's good to know what the timing is of when our body is eliminating waste so that we won't interfere with that process early in the morning.
Hmm. And that's something good for y'all to research, the circadian rhythm and how it works with the energy that's pulled from the moon. And when the liver works the most is actually like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. when we're sleeping. There is so much research and knowledge in it, y'all. Have fun. I love it. It's fun because once you start getting into this stuff, you'll start seeing like, oh, if I just make this tweak, or you start making those adjustments and you start feeling different and feeling better. Thanks, Suzanne, for sharing that. Look, someone else who's a health enthusiast. I love it. That's what my community is for, for us who love it. So I want to sounds like more lessons from you, Danielle.
Yep.
So let me show you some. Thank you. I didn't think about that. Something else that I
Yeah.
could teach the circadian rhythm. Chad, thank you, Tanya.
That's why I
Mhm.
brought it up. And the other thing is that you mentioned is I'll throw out there the microvilli is in the gut and is responsible for absorbing nutrients. And if that is not healthy, then you're not absorbing the nutrients that you're giving your body. So there are things that Danielle can share later about what can reach the cellular level like that and heal that villi so that you have more optimum absorption.
Hmm. Thank you. Giving me more ideas as a community as we move along together. And so that was the main reason why created the community is because of my love of wellness, And so it's going to be fun. So I just dropped in the chat my community so that if you're not in it, go ahead and click that link, put your email, your name, and then you'll get free access directly into the community. But we are going to start a gut health challenge together. And so not only will you implement those natural things, but I also want to show you some other things that I use within my home that also helps with supporting natural gut health. Okay. So some of the things that I also use is this gut system here. It's by a company called Solex, and I absolutely love it. It tastes delicious. I'm big on taste too. I told you, sometimes it's hard with taste. You get a little funny acting, but you got to do things that's good for you. But they made it good for us as well as taste delicious as well. So right here, they have something called the gut health. We call this whole thing together the gut health bundle. A girlfriend of mine and I, we did it together right after we went to Utah in September of last year. And I think we both, Tracy and I, lost maybe like 5 pounds, right? And we were doing really well. But this gut health here is designed with the fiber that you need to not only sweep out food, but also to have nice soft form turds. So if any of you ever have like hard turds, this is also going to help you have regular elimination. But notice some of the other things that it's good for. Remember, we mentioned that your gut health is connected to everything else. So when your gut is good and good gut health, you've got great cardiovascular system. It supports digestion, your immune system, because we talked about your immune system starts in your gut, also helping with things that's risk factors like high blood pressure, high blood sugar. Old people call it sugar. It's called diabetes, mellitus, okay? And also excess
Mhm.
body fat, okay? Now, I also take the youth with it, but before I get to the youth, let's talk about the biome. That's this little orange tube here. The AO biome, these are your post biotics. Many of you have heard of postbiotics, prebiotics, and then you have probiotics. But it has over 20 billion strands inside of it that helps with the healthy gut flora. So, we talked about what antibiotics do, and most of you said you have taken antibiotics of some sort in one time or another. And what do you call antibiotics kills not just good bacteria, the bad bacteria, but it kills the good. So you need something to replenish that and replace it. Postbiotics, not only does it replace the good bacteria, but it encourages it to continue to replicate so that you can have plenty of good bacteria in the body. Anytime that you do something, you want to do 6 weeks on to 3 months to really experience the full benefits of what it's doing for the body. It didn't take me that long to experience it. I think maybe like a week and a half because I'm someone who already has gut issues, and you heard about my emergency. But then you have zymes, AOzyme, digestive enzymes. These break down a lot of the ones that's on the market break down a lot of carbs and simple sugars. This one goes so far even to break down proteins and fats. And so a great demonstration was done with this is you take this AOzyme and this yellow one and you open up the capsule and you sprinkle it on meat, say a piece of steak, and you zip it up in a Ziploc bag. It literally emulsified it and turned it into like a soft mush that lets you know what it does in the body so that it doesn't have to continue to work so hard because we're trying to protect our gut and build it back up to a healthy state. And so the zymes goes to work for us and helps breaks that food down. And this is natural. Now, everything here is also infused with frequency technology. Now, I know 2 weeks ago, I taught about frequency energy, and we'll do another lesson on that as well. But it's infused with those same frequencies so that the body is optimized enough to absorb the nutrition that it needs. Now, I love this gut bundle, and we're going to do a gut health challenge for those who are ready. Maybe you need to shake a few pounds. Maybe you're having a sluggish liver. Maybe you've been told you got fatty liver, and it may be alcoholic or non-alcohol fatty liver disease. But we need to build our gut so that we can have, sustainable health. We're trying to live as long as we can, right? And so this AO gut system, and I'll show you, but when I order it, if you get on a subscription monthly, is 144. Okay, so 144, and you get all of this to protect your gut, give you the nutrient absorption and everything. And so I shop with Solex, and so I'll share this not only inside of the community, but I'll also drop it right here in case you want to go on the website and look into some more information about it. Let me go back here. Okay. All right, so let me go back to the Zoom screen. Hold on 1 second, because I want you to be able to go read it and look at it for yourself. Suzanne, I know Suzanne has tried it before as well. I absolutely love it. I use it on my daughter too. My daughter has Crohn's disease, and so it's good too for her and her gut regimen as well. What would you say about it, Suzanne, that you found?
I appreciate its anti-inflammatory properties. As you said, since our gut is so core to our good health, it's no wonder they call it AO Core. That's what all four of those products, and there's also an added one, pearls. But I appreciate the anti-inflammatory properties because so much of our food, I mean, I can eat something and be looking like in 15 minutes I'm 5 months pregnant. How many, women especially do we notice our gut? There you go. So there's a reason that these foods are creating these inflammatory situations, and this system, because it supports great digestive health with in combination with the frequencies that Danielle will explain later in another session, it just takes that inflammation away. Some know about digestive aids, the capsules. This is that on steroids. It's goes so much deeper and it has healing properties. So Danielle had, not diverticulitis, what did you have?
Yeah, I had
Had
diverticulitis and it
okay.
ruptured. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay, so they call that ulcerative colitis when there's a hole in the intestinal tract. And so these things can heal those types of conditions. And so that it's very, very worth. I've been taking mine ever since it was launched, probably so the last 6 to 8 months, every day.
Yeah. And I love too some of the examples that people are having with their anxiety decreasing and coming off certain anxiety meds. Because as we mentioned, emotions and stuff, serotonin
Mm-hmm.
uptake all comes from your gut. And so if it starts being balanced, then guess what? It can produce more of the hormones that's necessary to keep the stress and anxiety down that we naturally just experience. Just day-to-day life gives us that. This is delicious, y'all, and it comes in 2 flavors. So you'll get a chance to see this when you go on there. But the capsules, I want you to know they're not horse pills. Some people say, "Oh Lord, I can't swallow that. That's a big old horse pill." No, Lord Jesus. Well, I'm gonna take this with my dinner tonight. Just a regular old little capsules.
Yep.
And so
Yep.
I take these, and I have an order getting ready to come because I ran out of my green bag, my gut, and so take a look at those too, you guys. And if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out to me. If you need to re-look at this video again to learn some helpful tips about your gut, just go directly into the Live at Your Pace community. There is a tab that's called Wellness. Okay. And then you'll be able to go in and rewatch it. Now, as we are building this community out, something that I will be doing is bringing in guest speakers and stuff who have experience in all different types of modalities, but focusing on health, whether it be a PT, an OT, well, a speech pathologist, a occupational therapist, physical therapist, a nurse practitioner, a naturopath, so that we can add value into the community because we're going to make this health and wealth. We want both. Okay. We don't want moolah and then we got bad health. It just don't work like that. It just don't make sense,
Right.
right? I know
Right.
y'all all could agree to that. We don't want money and
Yes.
then we sick and can't enjoy it. So we're going to be covering all of these things. And I'm just glad that y'all are on this journey with me. I know I connected with most of you right off of TikTok. And that's how we met and how we connected. Some of you could have been different things. So I don't know. You could share with me how we may have connected, but I'm just glad that you're here and becoming part of our health and wellness family. Your opinion, your thoughts, your questions are valuable. So always feel free to communicate inside of the thread as well. I have a running thread on the front. You can communicate what your wins are. I typically ask a question each day. Feel free to see it and comment and engage as we build this community out. So I got a question. Was this helpful, learning some things about your gut and things that you can use to support it?
Absolutely. I thank you. Thank you so much. And so that Solex, I think I may have heard it. So that's really good for women in menopause, right?
Oh, one of my girlfriends, that's when she got into Solex for the frequency part because she was having hot flashes and menopause. So they
Uh-huh.
have supplements, plus they have energy frequency that is able to be delivered to you directly from your cell phone.
Okay.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And I,
I used
mm,
it to get off anxiety pills, and plus I was having problems with my blood pressure, and the frequencies help with that. So Solex is amazing.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking too, I don't have the statistics, because I didn't know what the topic was today. Well, I did, but anyway, think about how many people have acid reflux, has indigestion, has bowel issues, has Crohn's disease has picked up, especially among young people. So just think about what issues that you may have personally. And as you are researching these products, look at the ingredients, look at the purpose, how to use it, the benefits, and do your research. We're not doctors, but Solex has done all the research for us, but we may need to do more about our own personal health and see how it relates and can help.
Yeah. And as y'all are in here, y'all also notice one thing about me too. I love everything holistic and natural. And when companies use natural things, that's all I would refer. So even if I have taken Lexapro in the past, you won't hear me tell you, go get you some Lexapro. I'm gonna tell you, you better do some St. John wort. Maybe you want to try some L-theanine and Relora, or maybe you want to try GABA. I'm more on the holistic side because I've seen the benefits with no side effects. Every drug out here has a side effect, okay? Don't let them fool you. They can tell you, oh, 1 minute, that's not what we see. Every drug has one. So I'm really big on doing things company wise with things that use natural stuff, natural ingredients too. So, like Suzanne said, but your health is your wealth. So definitely look into it as well. If you haven't had a chance, the link is right there inside of the chat. You can look at it. It's shop.solexnation.com/dpace. I'm Danielle Pace, but /home, and you'll get an opportunity to just look at the different things that's on that site. Okay. And if you have questions, you can always message me inside of the community as well. There is a message button right at the top, and you can send me messages there or on whatever social media platform that maybe we connected from. Okay. All right,
There's
y'all.
also,
I'm glad.
Danielle, there's
Huh?
also videos. They're gonna find videos on those links when they look up those products that are really powerful too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you so much too, Suzanne, for all your input. And thank y'all so much for coming. And I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your night and good health to you. And I'll have more things coming in the future. All right. See
Thank
y'all
you.
later.
All
All
right.
right. Good
Thank you,
night.
Danielle.
You're welcome. Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye bye.